Republican Rand Paul is also a physician. He's been one of Obamacare's leading detractors, but now he may actually want to keep the law around for a while. He has a plan. Senator Paul joins us tonight from Washington. Senator, thanks for being here. What about this repeal, replace at the same time? Explain how this works.
Well, actually, I don't want to delay the repeal. I'm all for the repeal as soon as we can get to it, but we should vote on replacement the same day. And I'm putting together a bill that'll be out this week that will be a consensus replacement bill. There are many bills, probably 50 different Republican bills. Some of them have been out 2 and 3 decades for the replacement part. What we want to do in the replacement is legalize the ability to buy inexpensive insurance, get rid of the Obamacare mandates, let any insurance product be sold, particularly inexpensive insurance products. That's number one. Let people save tax-free, give them tax credits for health savings accounts so they can buy insurance. And then the third thing we want to do is let individuals come together as part of groups or associations so they can buy their insurance as part of a big pool to have leverage to get lower prices, and also so they don't get affected by adverse things like pre-existing conditions.
All right, I want to put up the bullet points of this plan. Basically, reducing costs, expanding access, expanding choices, leveling the playing field is how you describe it here. But is there consensus on this, and does it include pre-existing conditions and keeping kids on until 26? The good things about, that people talk about Obamacare.
I think there is Republican consensus on replacement. The ideas that we've taken for the replacement bill come from other Republicans' bills. There's very little that I've put together in my replacement bill that is an original idea, that's not an idea already been put out by other Republicans. In fact, most of these ideas, Congressman Tom Price, who is designated to be in Trump's cabinet, has been in favor of. He's another physician in Congress who's put together a lot of replacement ideas over the years. And so basically, we've put together the most popular, and I think there is a consensus. I think it'll pass overwhelmingly in the House. The question in the Senate is, will Democrats be willing to work with us to replace Obamacare?
But what about those two substantive questions about the pre-existing conditions and up to 26?
Yeah, on the 26, I think that's part of the underlying law. So unless it is repealed in the underlying law, it would still be part of the law. I think it's going to still be part of the law that's not repealed. On pre-existing conditions, you can't let people wait till they're sick to buy insurance, because if you do, it bankrupts the whole system. Young people won't buy into it. They say, I'm going to wait till I get sick. So what we do to fix the pre-existing condition clause is we try to get people into what are called association plans. These are group plans. So if you're a mom and pop and you have a pest control business, instead of you buying insurance by yourself, where you might be affected by pre-existing conditions, let you buy your insurance as part of a big group, and then you're not affected by pre-existing conditions. My goal is that there's about 11 million people in the individual insurance market. I want every one of them to be able to buy insurance as part of a group in an association market. So the goal would be that the people most affected by pre-existing conditions, small businesses and individuals, they would no longer have to have that problem, because they would be put into big groups and they would be able to buy insurance as a part of a large insurance pool.
And you're also talking, as the president-elect talked about, crossing state lines to increase the marketability and the competition. Is there tort reform in this package?
We didn't put tort reform in there because I think a lot of tort reform is occurring at the state level, and that's really where most tort occurs, is in state level courts. So we didn't put that in there, but I'm in favor of tort reform. As a physician, it would go a long way towards lowering costs. But the main thing to remember about Obamacare is it's failing because it increased the cost of insurance for young, healthy people. They didn't buy insurance, and sicker people did. So like in North Carolina, the Blue Cross plan in North Carolina for individuals lost $400 million last year under Obamacare, because you can't have it both ways. You can't sort of say, oh, we want young, healthy people to buy insurance, but then you mandate that the only kind of insurance they can buy is very expensive insurance.
So you've talked to President-elect Trump about this?
I have, and he said he was very enthusiastic about voting on repeal and replacement the same day, that we shouldn't leave people in the lurch. Let's have a replacement out there for them. And I truly think that President Trump is very popular, and I think a lot of Democrats will have to decide, are they going to go against the popular will of their state, or are they willing to work with us and say, you know what, Obamacare is not working. Premiums have gone through the roof. Maybe we should work with Republicans to come up with a replacement bill. The replacement bill I have is not controversial. It is a consensus of Republicans, but really I think reasonable, moderate Democrats ought to give a look at it as well.
The other thing that's tough is the deductibles, Senator. I mean, people are paying deductibles through the roof.
Yeah, but what you're doing is you're paying high deductibles and high premiums. What you need to do is in a normal marketplace, if you choose a higher deductible, you get a lower premium. So if you're a 22-year-old or a 23, well, let's say 27 because the provision on 26, let's say you're a young, healthy person, you really do want a high deductible, low premium product. But under Obamacare, you got a high deductible and a high premium. There wasn't the normal market trade-off. But the other thing that we do that Obamacare never did is let individuals come together and buy their insurance as a group. That is not happening in our country. And this artificial market, the individual market that was developed because we gave the tax deductions to getting insurance through employment. So the other thing we do is equalize the taxes. So if you buy insurance on your own as an individual or through one of these associations, it'll be fully tax deductible. In fact, we have a tax credit in there to help people afford their insurance as well.
Well, we'll see if Republicans can circle around this plan. As you mentioned, there's a lot out there and there's some skepticism. I want to get you very quickly to talk about this speech tonight and what you expect to hear from President Obama and what you think about it.
You know, I think President Obama could have done a lot more, and I think in the end people will look back and say, you know, why didn't he try a little harder with Congress to get some things done, try to work with some on the other side at all? You know, there were some things I supported that he wanted to do, criminal justice reform, and we never got it done because I think he didn't engage enough in trying to get things done with Congress. I think Trump's going to be a lot different. I think Trump really is going to work with Congress. Having a Vice President, Mike Pence, who has already been up here a number of times and says he wants to work with Congress, knows how Congress works or doesn't work. I think really the Trump administration is going to engage Congress. I think we're going to be amazed at the things we can get done.
Well, Senator Paul, we appreciate your time tonight. Next time we'll see you in studio.